What's going on, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and man, it feels great to see the Knicks again. Yo, the whole summer went by. We all know we was missing some NBA action, but we're gonna break down this first preseason game by position, since everyone's battling in order to be a starter. And tonight it seems like Coach Fizdale went with a different lineup with the Knicks. He started off with Trey Burke in the starting lineup, and also Lance Thomas. We all thought Mario Hezonja, especially after that the scrimmage that that the Knicks displayed the other day. They had an open scrimmage for the public viewing. Hezonja was killing, but he definitely went with Lance Thomas in the starting lineup, and also Frank was regulated to come off the bench. But this is only for the first game. It's not something temporary. It could be, but Fizdale made it, he made the press know that, don't get stuck on these starting lineups. It's not finalized. But, starting off with the point guard position, Trey Burke, he did his thing tonight. Of course he shows flashes of that he could still be a scorer. But, as far as, running the offense, he's not really running the offense right now. I mean, you can see it even through his assist totals. The guy just he's a scorer. Unfortunately, Moutier tonight, kind of exposed himself in this first game. Basically, the guy was like 1 for 5 shooting free throws. I mean, shooting layups. Basically, every time he went into the inside, in the lane, he couldn't finish at the rim. I mean, it was almost like watching a guy at the park trying to finish at the rim. He's gonna miss a bunch of shots here and there. It was really, telling a Moutier is definitely not going to be a starter. Defensively, he's not going to make up for the difference. And, it's just he can't finish at the rim. He was all off balance. He can't finish at the rim. And also, Frank came off the bench. He hit a huge three. But Frank still, even though when he was on the court, Moutier was still running the offense. And then when Frank was on the court with Trey Burke was somewhat running the offense, but Moutier had 5 assists. But Frank is still not running the offense, and that's even though we don't want to stay stuck on the starting lineup, Frank not starting this first preseason game, I don't know, because Fizdale and everyone else sees what he does at practice. Usually, if you stand out in practice, they'll make you the starter, but we'll see what happens. What happens in the rest of the preseason games. But that's basically covering the point guard position. Moving on to shooting guard, Tim Hardaway Jr. Now, there's no Porzingis, he's out. So the team usage, we're wondering who's going to be taking those shots, who's going to be grabbing those rebounds. Who's going to get that team usage. And so far in this first preseason game, it was definitely Tim Hardaway Jr. From once the game started, Tim Hardaway was just shooting. He was doing his thing. He didn't really shoot good from 3, but from the field, he was aggressive, he was assertive, and that's good to see. Also, Courtney Lee, he was out with an injury tonight, so he didn't really get to play that position. They also gave quite a good minutes to Alonzo Trier. His crossover is nasty, by the way. Alonzo Trier in the beginning, he had a little mishap, with not paying attention, letting the ball fall out of bounds. But he did make up for it towards the end of the game with the kind of like the bench warmers when he was running with the bench warmers at the fourth quarter. He showed you flashes of what he could do. The guy is very athletic. I mean, we'll see what he could do, but he is under a 2-way contract. Hopefully he's fighting for his position to stay within the Knicks, within the organization, whether with the G League or with the team right now. So moving on to small forward, Kevin Knox, man. Kevin Knox in the beginning wasn't shooting that good, but then he kind of started making up for it. He grabbed a bunch of rebounds. He had 2 steals. I mean, this guy finished with a double-double at the end of the game. He shot better from 3-point range than, from the perimeter. So, but then he kind of made up for it in the second quarter. But definitely, I mean, not in the second quarter, but in the second half. But in the first half, especially in the first quarter, he wasn't shooting that well, but he definitely made up for it. I mean, the guy, he finished the game 4-9 from field goal range. and then 3-point range 2 of 5. So, you know, Kevin Knox, you know, he's showing, you know, he may not be a high percentage field goal shooter, but the guy was attacking the rim. He didn't waste no time. He wasn't scared of just attacking the rim, and he could finish. He got a nice little and-one towards the end of the first quarter. Kevin Knox, man, definitely. And Mario Hezonja, when he came off the bench, you know, he shot a 3-pointer here and there. He didn't really take too many shots. He had a lot of turnovers in this game. He has a habit of jumping in the air and passing the ball. You know, it's just the first game. We'll see what happens. But definitely defensively, you know, that may be, you know, a part of his game that, you know, is pretty much a hole for right now. I think that's the reason why Fizdale had him come off the bench. I was surprised that Lance Thomas started over him. But, you know, Lance Thomas also from 3-point range, he was money. Like, Lance Thomas was doing his thing. He also had 4 personal fouls. You know, he kind of struggled with defensively, but offensively, he shot a really high field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. And then moving on to center. Now, this position right here, this game was kind of, you know, foretelling with the Knicks. Kanter was doing his thing. Kanter is in really good shape, especially to run up and down the way the Knicks were running up and down tonight. But Kanter was really doing his thing. The only thing with the Knicks right now, I'm seeing that the center position, because we have no Porzingis, you know, Kanter would have to be like a rebounding machine, and I don't think that's gonna happen for the Knicks. Right now, we gave up a lot of second chance points to the Wizards, and that's not really a team. I mean, Dwight Howard did not even play this game; he was out. But if Dwight Howard did play, he would have feasted on the second chance opportunities. Mitchell Robinson, he came off the bench. He was doing his thing. Incredible block. I mean, this guy, you know, he caught a few alley hoops, you know, for a couple of dunks. Man, this guy was doing his thing. Definitely positioning. Once again, he did get out muscled a few times. You know, his positioning. That's something he's gonna learn, you know, in due time. He has to make the mistakes. Definitely, he probably got to bulk up a little bit more. He got manhandled down low, especially when he first checked in the game. He just got manhandled for the, you know, offensive rebound, and then even the putback, you know, he just got pushed aside. So, I mean, but he's a young dude. You know, the last time he played organized ball was in high school, and then, you know, for him to, you know, have issues with his college and then get drafted by the Knicks and then play organized professional ball, this guy's showing a lot of raw talent. Pretty quick, very quick second jump that he has. He's like a spring, man. As soon as he gets that offensive rebound, he puts it right back up right away. And also, we had Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett got garbage minutes, but, you know, he kind of ran in that fourth quarter in that overtime with Washington's bench players. Not much to say there. Noah Vonleh was looking strong, man. This guy's brolic, man. Like, this guy's on his fucking Karl Malone shit. He was brolic, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he shot a high field goal percentage. That guy's gonna be a rebounding machine. But, you know, certain things with his game, he gets into personal fouls real quick. He picks up personal fouls real fast. That power forward position, because we're lacking, we're going to be probably mixing Mitchell Robinson in there along with Noah Vonleh, along with Luke Cornett, or maybe Ron Baker. You know, we got to like keep mixing in that power forward position. And maybe if the team is small enough, we'll mix in Mario Hezonja in there if, you know, we're running small ball like that. But mainly, you know, the Knicks right now, our holes are going to be at the power forward and center position as far as like rebounding. That's going to be an issue, and especially teams like with like going up against a team like OKC, Russell Westbrook, they're going to be getting a lot of inside points. That's just my observation for right now, but we'll see how, you know, they, you know, tune up and, you know, come out for the second preseason game. Also with the Knicks, we're running faster pace. Oh my god, the pace was insane. Like, the Knicks, we're used to, you know, having Melo and, you know, the ball not being moved around, and we're running slow, and we're being one of the slowest paced teams in the league in the past. But now that's over with. The Knicks were running up and down the court like crazy, pushing the ball. Oh, our pace was definitely up. These guys were in shape. And, you know, for them, you know, to plan on running 82 games like that, some of these guys, because they're young, they're going to hit that rookie wall probably in January when we have that West Coast road trip. But other than that, Fizdale, man, Fizdale was hype. His energy was like authentic. He was like, when some of these players would get like dunks or mean crossovers, like his reaction was like authentic. He was genuinely happy for some of these guys. You know, it's going to be a fun season, a learning season. You know, like I said, the Knicks, our pace is going to be up. Oh yeah, our pace is going to be up. We're going to be like, you know, kind of like one of these West Coast teams where, you know, you watch the late night NBA games and the pace is always a lot quicker than the East Coast games. You know, but Fizdale definitely defensively, he wants to, you know, create a lot of turnovers to keep the pace going up and down. But other than that, you know, this is just the beginning of the position battles. Like I said, every position from, you know, point guard all the way to center is, you know, is up for grabs. And this was a good look, man. Everyone feels great. Like I said, we got that new season feeling, and we'll see what happens in the second preseason game. But, you know, like I said, this your guy Marcellus Ease, and, you know, you guys have a good one. Enjoy, leave comments, you know, let's have some dialogue. I also have a playlist below, check it out. Nothing but New York City artists. We got Don Q, A Boogie, you know, just check it out, man. Our radio's not playing, you know, some of the local artists out here. You know, check out the city. Our culture never goes away. So, you know, like I said, this is the guy Marcellus Ease. Y'all stay safe. Peace.